somebody is coming from outer world, Toyin from Nigeria. And her topic will be, what should be the role of school in growth and development of a child? Do they understand the importance of trained directors and their effective role?
Can everybody see my screen now? And you can hear me? Can you hear me, right? All right, good. Okay. So good morning here from Nigeria. How are you doing in Pakistan? I'm so excited to be here again at the Montessori Conference 2021. Yes, so my session is going to run for about 1 hour. And my name is Mrs. Toyin Samemehelu. And this morning, I'm going to be sharing with everyone in the room about Montessori director or directress. As the case may be, I am from Nigeria. Nigeria is a country in Africa, and it's a pleasure to meet everyone. I'm a speaker, a global speaker at that. I am a teacher. I'm an author of 10 books. And of course, I'm a mentor, and I have a lot of products on the internet. So you may want to check www.coreskillsdevelopmentalservices.com to check more about who I am and what we do in my organization. So I have two major things to share with you this session.
Sorry for interruption. In fact, that's just an internet problem. But she will be back. She will be back. Now, one thing you must understand, the accent. She is African national, and their accent is quite different from us. So try to understand what she is trying to say. Though her PowerPoint presentation is self-explanatory, you will understand it. तो जो बात समझ में आए वो आप उसको देख लीजिएगा कि समझ ले. लेकिन some problem is there. Last year we had 2 times, but we never had that sort of problem. I don't know what's the problem here.
Aside from developing the mental aspect, another very important thing we should know as educators is that we help, the school helps in helping the children to learn new things. So every day when a child comes to school, every morning, the children are able to learn new things from working with the different didactic materials in the Montessori setting. You will discover that every single day, a child learns something new whenever it comes into the school. So you should know that part of your role, all right, as a school is for you to help in the growth and development of the children. So children love to learn many new things from their classmates, peers, their friends. School is actually a place where they can acquire new positive life skills. A child, you can't compare a child that is always at home. You can't compare that child to a child that is always in school. Okay, so one of the roles of a school is to help in making the child learn new things. And the beautiful thing is that they learn new things every single day. So let's move on. Another very important role of a child or of the school in the life of a child is character building. Character building. Now, learning is not just something that should only have to do with mental development. Part of learning is to ensure that a child is developed in character. What do we mean by character? Character simply means the way a child behaves. Okay, so a child that goes to school must behave in a better way than a child that does not go to school. So, character development is also an essential role that schools play in the life of a child. Children are able to learn good behaviors such as respect, love, integrity, and compassion. So these are part of the things that you get to see children learn when they come around in the school. So as a school leader, as a school owner, as an educator, you must also ensure that the children are also learning good behaviors. They're also learning good ways of doing things. All right. Character building is not an alternative to academic achievement. Okay. It is actually a very, very important part of learning, of growing, and very important role that a school must play in the life of a child. So the next one I'll be talking about is the social aspect. It is important to know that as human beings, we are social beings. We like to meet people. We like to interact with people. We like to be part of a community where we can relate with other human beings like us. So, the beautiful thing about the role of a school in the development of a child is about the fact that children are able to interact positively in a school, in a Montessori environment, in a school. So in schools, you must create that enabling environment where children are able to have healthy and positive relationships. They must be able to have healthy and positive relationships. Children must also be able to interact not just with their classmates in the classroom, but also on the playground, interact with other adults, interact with other children across different ages. So all these are very important because they help in building a holistic child. Aside from positive interaction, what you also discover is that a child is also learning how to live communally with others and socialize. Okay, so a school is a place where children meet other fellow mates at different age groups. They establish new relationships. I mean, every time a child goes to the school, especially now, for example, that children are about to resume, in different parts of the world, you discover that, they are able to relate. They're able to relate. They're able to meet new friends. They're able to meet new people. Okay, across different levels of interaction. Okay, then this process is actually called process of socialization. Actually plays a very important role in ensuring that the children are able to socialize and relate with other children as well. So very, very important. As a school, you must create that platform to ensure that children are able to relate with one another. Yes, another thing is the physical aspect. So the role of a school in the growth and development of a child also has to do with physical aspects of a child. So after a child has been given birth to, he or she will start growing physically. However, a child will not grow very well physically until a child begins to interact with other children. And this usually happens a lot within the school. So research has shown that a child's physical development is usually restricted at home. It's not as, as interesting, as enabling as when the child actually gets to interact in the school. When the child is at home, the interaction is not that high, it's not that well related, it's not that relatable. So it's important that when children get into your school environment, there is a playing field. Your school must give opportunity. Even if your school does not have a field, make sure that you get a field around where the children will visit at least once or twice in a week. Because part of the roles of a school is to ensure that a child grows well physically. Play, like Maria Montessori said, is work to the child. Okay, so we must ensure that children have the opportunity to run around, to mix around, to run around in the environment. As you can see in my picture, okay, you can see that the children are so excited, and as they play around, as they exercise their muscles, and their muscles become stronger and better. Okay, also the presence of activities such as sports, art and crafts, using their hands to do a lot of things, moving both their whole body and part of their body, also helps children to direct their boundless energy into something productive and creative. You agree with me that children have a lot of energy, and you are wondering, oh, how can we actually make these children, make the best use of their energy? So part of the role of a school is to ensure that a child is given the opportunity to play, to interact, to run around, to make use of their physical body. Aside from that, you as a school, you also must ensure that the children eat healthy. The children eat healthy. So if the school is actually preparing meals for the children, make sure they are healthy meals. If not, ensure that you communicate to the parents of the children to make sure that their food is balanced diet. Must have carbohydrates, protein, fat and oil, vitamins, mineral salt, must have water. Children must also be given the opportunity to take a lot of water. So as a school, part of your role and your responsibility is to ensure that children drink a lot of water. Why? Because of their metabolism rate, the way their body works. A child's body will easily burn down, dehydrate, because as active as a child is, what you discover is that the rate at which the child, will go to the toilet to urinate, the child needs water from time to time. Okay, so it's very important that that is also put into consideration. For the physical aspect as well, the children must also be neat. Personal hygiene, very, very important. A child must always appear neat, because a child that is always dirty, that is not well kept, will fall ill most of the time. And you don't want that to happen, in your school, that every time the children in your school are always falling sick. So you must be able to interact and say, hey, our school must make sure that everywhere is clean, the child is clean, the school is clean. You can imagine with COVID ravaging the world, there is no better time that children needs to be neat than this time. So the washing of the hands, the use of hand sanitizers, the use of the face masks, everything is important for the safety and the well-being of the child. Okay, so I've done with the first part of the class that talks about the roles of the school in the life of a child. So let me just quickly do a recap like I started for those that came in, I discovered my screen was not showing very early. So I looked at this, the role of a school, the growth of and development of a child. And we talked about the mental aspect, widening horizon, learning new things. We spoke about character building, which is very, very critical and very important to the development of a child. Okay. I also mentioned the social aspect. So children must be given the opportunity to interact, to relate with other children, to live in harmony, to socialize with other children as well within the Montessori environment. Okay. I also spoke about the physical aspect, where I spoke about personal hygiene. I talked about the fact that children should be given opportunity to play. All right. I talked about balanced diet. I talked about hygiene and cleanliness. Children must be clean at all times. Okay. Even when they play and they get dirty, they should go up and clean up, because when dirt are allowed to stay on children's body for so long, they are going to fall ill. Okay, so that has been what I've discussed so far. So now we are going to the second aspect of the class, which talks about the importance of a trained directress. The importance of a trained directress. Yes. So in the Montessori environment, teacher is always called, okay? And like I put here, the quality of a Montessori environment is highly dependent on the quality of a trained Montessori director. So when a Montessori director is well trained, what will happen is that the children in the prepared environment in the Montessori room are also well trained. So it is a fantastic opportunity to let us know that it is important for you. Going through this training at such a time as this is very, very important, and it's very, very crucial at this moment for the quality of what you are going to be doing with your children when you get back to the school. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is, as a Montessori directress, it is important for you to have spiritual training. What do I mean by spiritual training? What I mean by spiritual training is, you being able to, a minute, you being able to ensure that you devise a way to communicate with inner peace and purpose as a Montessori directress. Why is this important? Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. As a human being, as a Montessori directress, you are first a spiritual being. So you must devise a way to always connect with your inner peace and your purpose. As a Montessori directress, if you don't take your time to pray, to read your religious book, to take time to connect with the spiritual angle of you, you will not be able to provide support with the children as much as you could during the day. So you must give yourself spiritual training. You must give yourself the capacity to listen to God, to talk to God, to ensure that you have that inner peace. When you are not peaceful on your inside, you will find it difficult to share peace with the children in your classroom. You will find it difficult to be able to focus and do your work with so much energy that you are expected to do with it. So this is very fundamental, and this is very crucial to your being able to teach well in the Montessori environment. Yes, the next one is professional training, and I'm so excited because, hey, everyone in the room, we are all here to get better, to learn more about the Montessori method of teaching and learning. And I'm so excited to be part of, those speaking with you this morning. I remember I got my own professional Montessori training in 2013, and it was a whole 1-year course where I was learning every single day about different aspects of the Montessori learning, right from the practical life to the language to the history, the zoological part, the botany part. I was learning tenaciously because I wanted to raise my children in the Montessori way. And I'm so excited that they've been able to learn that. So let me let you know, they made breakfast this morning. My children cooked this morning. Why? Because I brought them up in a Montessori way. Montessori is such a wonderful method of teaching because children will learn to be independent very early in life. Not just independent, they will be responsible, not just responsible, they are also mentally ahead of others, because most of what we do as Montessorians is just to observe them and to give them that enabling environment to naturally satisfy their curiosity. So now that you are here, it is a very good thing that you are learning all those things from the various speakers, both in Pakistan, from Ghana, from Egypt, and from myself, all the way from Nigeria. So Montessori is a global system of learning, and it is very, very fantastic. So it is important that as a Montessori directress, you must keep learning professionally. You must keep learning about child development. You must keep learning about child growth. You must keep learning about child psychology, because the more you are able to learn about how the mind of a child works, how a child thinks, how a child interacts with the environment, the better you are able to ensure that you relate with these children and be better at what you do. Okay, so that's just the fantastic thing about being a professional Montessori directress. So, like I've written there, be certified, okay? Because even at the end of this course, you're going to be getting your certificate, and that's the amazing thing. So, be certified, be an educator that you say you are. Pursue competence and align with authorities in your industry, like you are doing already. Continue, okay? Don't be don't be a practice body that cares somebody or she's not. All right. So you want to make sure that you are that fantastic, story educator. Yes. Next. Yes. Before now, maybe technological training is not that very important. But hey, look at where we are. You are learning from me from Africa, and there you are in Asia. So, as a Montessori trained directress, you must learn to use technology. You must learn to use technology because that is the era in which we have found ourselves now. Technology is no longer, something that you want to say, oh, maybe, it's something that I just want to learn, I just want to use, or people are just saying a lot about. Technology is very, very important. Take my system. Technology is very, very important in the way in which you continue to learn and grow. So have enough and be curious for the future. So as you can see, you must learn how to use different technological devices from your computer, your smartphone, a lot more other functions than just to make calls and receive calls. Montessori videos, okay, that even you can post online. You never can tell who will like it and who will want to learn from you from any part of the world. I mean, learn how to use technological platforms like YouTube, learn how to use educational platforms like Edmodo, Seesaw, like we are doing with Zoom, Google Meet. So there are a lot. I can't just keep mentioning. There's so much platforms that you can leverage on. So as a Montessori directress, you must hone yourself with technological skills. It's just enough for you to know how to teach in the Montessori environment, in the prepared environment. Now is the time that you must learn how to also use technology. So if I don't know how to use technology, would you have been able to learn from me this afternoon? Oh no, you would not have been able to, but I knew what to do. I knew how to put it together, and viola, yeah, all right. So it's important that you keep at it. You make sure that you are learning every time. You are learning every time, especially about technology, because this is the future of education. This is the future of the Montessori learning experience, and that's just the truth. When COVID hit and the whole world shut down, all we had left, right? All we had left was technology to leverage on. So, hey, why not get on it? Look out for technology trainings around there in Pakistan and learn and make good use of it. So, we move to the next one, physical training. Fantastic. Physical training. Beautiful about physical training is that as a Montessori directress, you must be strong and agile. They are not the type of teacher that will just sit. All right. All right. Bye. Bye. Wow. Bye, everyone.